Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are at the Ashdown Forest 10 mile up at Pippingford Park. The weather is the same as yesterday at the Pippingford Park run, an absolute wet fest. The ground is very muddy. It's going to be a slog, this one, I feel. So the 10 mile route is 2 laps out on the chunk of the Ashdown Forest. The first lap I feel is going to be okay. It's that second lap, once everyone's run on it, which is going to be the mud fest. It's going to be a quagmire. I might slip over because I still haven't got my all-terrain shoes. So yeah, we'll find out how we go along. My previous record at the 10 mile is about 1 hour 30 minutes and 44 seconds. So today I'd need to run at about a 5 minute 38 per kilometre pace to beat that. But like I said, it's going to be hard to beat because the terrain I'm running on is going to be very difficult for me today. But anyway, let's crack on and see how we get on. Let's go.
And they're off. And we start by going straight into a very, very steep decline. I will be putting the chart up on the screen every now and then, just so that you can see what I'm having to put up with. The dog on the left there trying its utmost to stop us doing something incredibly stupid. But no, we've paid for this, we're going to do it now. As you can see, I have a very, very fun run ahead of me. Woohoo! But for now, I'm going to be enjoying this downhill section. I'm going to make the most of it. See, look, minus 12% decline. I dread to think what the hills are going to be like further on if this is the decline at the start. I mean, we're going to find out. Right, 1 kilometre in, and we've started climbing the first hill of the course. That steepness is matching the hill we've just come down. Yay! At the beginning of this video, I went on about how muddy I thought it was going to be, but I couldn't have been more wrong. There was some muddle puddles. There was some mud/puddles, don't get me wrong, but the majority of it is what, like you see now, a nice gravelly path type of route. I probably could have worn my proper shoes to this run, but hey, hindsight is a bit. At the top of the first hill now, and at this point I was thinking that was the worst bit over and done with, and that I only had to do it once more time. But oh, how wrong could I be? Just wait till you see how steep it got further on. But for now, that pace and heart rate is looking very, very good. Tip-top. Over the peak of the first hill, and after some great views of the valley, which you will see later, it's time for another downhill section, capitalising on using that gravity to pick up the pace a little, and also giving the heart rate a chance to relax, even though it is still looking very good for the moment.
Battle grid up ahead.
There were 2 of these en route, so 4 crossings in total, and the marshals talked before the race. They did joke about not trying to leap over them in one go, but I bet some Evel Knievel-like types definitely tried their luck. Just starting the second part of the climb on the second big hill here. It was at this point I realised the PB was going straight out that window. Up to this point, I was ahead of pace, but yeah, this hill destroyed every hope of that. A lot of people were walking up ahead, and I don't blame them. I think that on this course, everyone did a part where they walked, and it was just mental how hilly it was. And as if it couldn't get any worse, the very top of the hill almost had like a lip to it, and it got incredibly steep for the short period of time. Just look at that slope steepness just shoot up. And there she goes. Look, the 35% is practically Mount Everest. Luckily, they have put a water station here to help motivate people up that last bit of the hill and reward them. But yeah, I wasn't going to run and drink here. I just took a moment to recuperate from that hellish climb. Yes, reflect. Back near to the start, which is off to the right there, and also the halfway point. Now we get to do it all again! All the lucky 5-milers got to go off to the finish at this point, and I did quite envy them. By the way, if you are enjoying what you're watching, please leave a like and subscribe, and also, yeah, leave a comment on how you found your hardest ever run. peaking that initial hill once again and taking in that glorious view across the valley. I also noticed that there were some oars there, which is weird as there isn't any big rivers or lakes in the near vicinity, so Now we're on the top of that initial hill, and once again more views are there to be enjoyed. Unfortunately, my pace has dropped a bit now, so around the 6 minute per kilometre mark, as the pain from the hills is really starting to take its toll. By the way, this was the only part of the course that wasn't the gravel path, and it's fairly solid. I have no idea why I thought this run would be like the Somme, because clearly it was actually fairly decent. 10.5 kilometres and we start yet another descent. Whereas before the downhill parts were a relief on the legs, they were now starting to hurt my knees and back, so I had to go slower than I usually would have on the downhill section. Just seeing the words ammo and pyro written on the sign is enough to get me interested, apparently. Hitting that third water stop, and my god do I need it. By this point I am absolutely soaked. A combination of humidity and hills has turned me into a sweaty mess. I even thought it was raining at one point, but it was actually just my sweat soaking through my cap down the peak and then dripping off the end. Oh, I was an absolute sight to behold, believe me.
Sweating bucket. My shorts are sodden. I'm more moisture than man.
Lovely, Tom. Right, final hill. I had developed a technique for this part on the second time round. I would run as far as I could, then walk and count down from 10, taking deep breaths with each number, and then from 3 onwards I'd probably do 3 big slow breaths. This worked quite well for me, and I even pulled a few overtakes whilst doing so, which massively helped for the motivation.
So many people walking.
There was no shame in walking in this race, as I said earlier, but I think if you didn't walk at any point in this race, you must have been a Terminator or something, because this was a killer.
Oh, God. I can literally do about 30 metres at a time. 10 cigarettes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. We're just like really there.
The hell hill is done. I've never have to see it again. Whoopoo! A few eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed a bit of military signage or items around the course. This is because the Ministry of Defence owns this part of the forest, and it's where they do their drills and training, which is quite cool.
Trackers everywhere. Who are? Oh yeah. 15 kilometres. 100 kilometres. Come on.
Picking up that pace now on that final stretch of course. There was an official photographer en route today, and he was just posted just before this bit. I'll post some pics now. The first one, I'm enjoying myself with a nice little smile on my face, and then the second one is just pure pain. Pretty much sums up this run today. Right, on to the final 500 metres or so, and this is where the pain kicks in. That slope is already creeping up to 14%, and yep, you can see the finish line in the distance. Within grasp, but oh man, what a hell of a shift you have to put in to get there.
So many there. Come on.
It's okay, Tom, just keep plugging on. You've got this.
Gentle pressure. Come on. That's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
But as any of you other runners out there would know, first few days I'll be thinking, never doing this again. But before you know it, you've signed up for another one. Come on, Tom, you're nearly there. That slope is flattening out. Oh, come on, the heart rate is climbing though. Push! And across the line. Oh, the relief I had when I finally got to stop running. Oh, yes. And now, time for that usual sexy selfie. Oh, that is a face of pure joy. But the final results are there. As you can see, not a bad run. I mean, out of 96 people, came 33rd.
Well, I think that had to be one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I'd love to see the hill profile on that. Christ, I spent a good chunk of that walking. It hurt that much. I finished about 10 minutes ago and I'm still out of breath. I burn. At least it wasn't muddy, so I probably could have got away with wearing my nicer shoes and probably had better support, but I'll invest in some trail shoes going forward. Probably go out next weekend. But oh my god. The scenery was gorgeous, just showing about the humidity in the hills, but we'll go home, have a good meal, rest up, and yeah, catch you in the next video. Cheers, bye.